Hello, we are back again. The study. Just get right to it. Honestly, these days I've been thinking of just not streaming at all. But I think if I do that, then I just never practice. I just do like fan art planning, which is like fun, but I don't know. Part of me feels like I need to practice more, but I just don't know what to practice. Like, how do people practice? I yeah, I don't know. Anyways, currently I think my main goal for this one is just to get something together kind of reasonably quickly. I did find a new. Been trying out new brushes for lines. Been experimenting. I say find a new brush, but it's more like I like watch some suggestions and then I tweaked accordingly. Learning a bit about the Procreate brush settings. It's like really hard to describe like the brush I want, but I feel like I'm getting closer. But you know, in the end, the brush is just a tool. Won't make up for my poor skills. Anyways, the brush is a brush pen. I don't remember exactly what I tweaked. Tweaked a few things, but basically I wanted something like the Cynics round brush, but with more taper. So someone suggested like inking brushes or calligraphy brushes. So yeah, just tweaked a few of those and found this one that I liked. Anyways, so for this image, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm debating if I should draw the person, background, no background. This is a simple perspective, I guess. It almost looks like a room. It's the way. But this part you don't really see because it's hidden behind the model. There's another wall. Don't quite get the wall. It's like these two. Don't quite get this graffiti thing to like over this. Anyways, and then there's another wall. Graffiti over here. There's some lines. It's probably the graffiti wall. Okay. There's something in the background. I can't tell exactly because it's like blurred a bit. Mainly wanted to choose this photo because I liked the pose. So earlier I was working on the piece and I drew a lot of poses. The best pose I got actually was when I started with the face, like not the body. Sometimes I start with like the torso. But surprisingly, starting with the face turned out better. Honestly, I probably shouldn't zoom and focus too much on the details yet. They're definitely smiling a bit. It's so hot, my like fingers are feeling sticky. Sounds gross. Unless I washed my hands. I think it's just the humidity. Hug. Sticky oily maybe is the feel. I don't know how to describe it. It's only in summer I get this feeling on my skin. It's the reason I like wash my hands so often, but maybe that's making it worse. Like lack of. It looks kind of sus, the expression. It's fine. I'll have to fix it later. Part of the reason I hate summer is just how oily my skin is, and I do think she's slightly looking to the right. You can see ears on both sides. Often use the ears as like a guide for which way the head is like leaning. But in this case, you can see ears on both sides, so it's like doesn't look too well. I mean, but her eyes are coming to the right. Alright. I wouldn't guess to the right. That's why I shouldn't zoom in. I end up like focusing too much on unimportant details. I mean, they're important because the face is the focal point, but at this stage where I'm just trying to get the positions of things, it's not as important. But I can't help it. I can't help but focus on the face. Trying to figure out how to tone this. Tone as in like tone the body. Head is looking to the right, body is leaning towards the left. At least until you get to the legs. time is coming out. So then the hips turn the other way. It's like it's actually in front. Hello, Brandon. How are you doing? Are you doing well? I'm just vibing with my usual. I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to do something, so. Yep, it's been the story of my life. My stream life, at least. Ambling directionlessly. I have no idea. Why am I spending so much time on the shoe? It was. Okay, now the leg with perspective. Or the leg. so bad. How to perspective? I have no idea. Hmm. I'm like drawing this in perspective, and I'm finding myself leaning a lot, even though that's not gonna help. It's like when I'm playing Mario Kart or some racing game, and I lean, as if that's gonna help me anymore. Should just rotate the canvas or something. Why does this look bad? I'm struggling because this foot would. Oops, I forgot the line I was supposed to put this later. Sorry, I'm trying to correct the. Oh, we'll leave it. Okay. This kind of looks right. Question mark. Now the torso feels too large because it's actually kind of further away. Does that look approximately right? I say so. Oh. Stop the booba angle a bit. Booba is actually higher. Okay. Nice. Let's pause it. Okay, now dress and coat. Right. Like debating if I should properly color the dress. It's like right now. This is a tighter fitting dress. makes drawing a bit easier. At least like the first initial stage. And see the this actually falls above to me more. No, actually, I think just have this wrinkle. I'll go as far. Excellent. Finding gaps. Okay, here we go. Should make it a little lighter. It's really dark. Okay, I'm learning that this brush is not great for coloring. It's too much opacity. Well, it's like the fill kind of coloring. There's so many gaps. It's okay. It's part of the fun. It's a nice dress. Dress. Retype, please. Dress. Mm. think the feedback helped. Okay. Erase this line. I was just using it to guide the feet drawing. Undo and flip. I feel why is this so difficult? I feel like it got worse. Me spending my whole time on a foot. It looks like the heel is in line under her shoulder to me. In line under her shoulder. Hmm. Oh yeah, I can see that. Thank you, Nimi. Got another layer. Hmm. Then is heel is in line with the shoulder is not a straight line. Is that better? If the heel is heel. I am awful at perspective people. Apologies for making you suffer through this. Oh wait, I drew down the wrong layer. Change colors. Changing the wrong layer again. Okay, you know what? I'm just trying to change a different color so I can stop messing up my layers. Okay. One day I'll be able to draw. So I think this is this way. We erase this part so we don't get confused. Bruh. One day I'll move on from this leg. No, 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 you didn't confuse me. I'm confusing myself. Don't worry about it. I'm constantly confused. I'm really bad about drawing like legs like this. Not legs like this. Arms as well. Just things that go into the screen. Or I haven't figured out like a good way to draw them. Like for things coming out the screen, like this arm, I can like loop like this. But when I go into the screen, I'm just like brain just doesn't compute how I'm supposed to draw this. I'm thinking the other leg I drew is also not that good. But maybe I should mess with that. A little turn towards the camera. Yeah, I noticed. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm noticing. I'm just confused. What if we make this layer into the stick figure layer? Like this. Is it like this? Like, I can't tell. Hip? Is it hip? Hip? One day I'll figure something out. Jamming. I don't know if that's the right direction. Also, if I'm making you impatient, definitely don't feel like you have to help and feel free to leave. Eventually I'll get somewhere. The question is how long eventually will take. Was Ollie pretty good? You're too kind. No, it was not. I'm just doing whatever. I know some people might get annoyed if I had advice, but I'm totally fine. If you see something wrong, definitely let me know. Cause I'm a noob just flailing around, trying to figure something out. Not draw at all. No worries. I mean, you can still make an observation. I think you're correct in saying that the shoulder and heel are the same position vertically. Maybe I put the dress on top, that will also help me. That did not help. Did not help, still lost. I can't draw that well, but you know, I'm trying to learn. I also purposefully choose things that I think will be hard. Because, well, what's life without a little challenge? Also because, like, I doodled here and there for a while. Like, throughout my life. I say throughout my life, but more, well, like, past few years. But I didn't really get that good at drawing because I drew like the same sorts of things. Like I'd look for very particular poses, you know, that I knew would be easy to draw. So I didn't improve at all. Not that I was looking to improve, I just wanted to say I could draw. But yeah, now I do very much the opposite. I draw something I think will be difficult. Hopes of getting better. Of course, that means I have to struggle like this and it's really frustrating, but that's part of the reason I stream. Because if I was on my own, I mean, not that there are a lot of people that come to the stream, but like if I'm on my own and like had negative accountability, I would not be doing this and I'd probably fall back into my old habits. Same old habits of drawing things that are easy. Do I want to do this as a professional? Not really. I mean, I have my own job already. Like a normal... Well, not that being an artist is abnormal, but a typical 9 to 5 sort of job during the day. So I don't really need to be a professional artist. I have a job that I mostly enjoy. It gets rough sometimes. Some days I don't enjoy it as much, but I mean, the job's a job, pays the bills. So I don't know if I wanted to art professionally. I started studying more seriously because I noticed that there are a lot of things I wanted to draw that I just couldn't. Like you tell yourself you can visualize something, you know, when you try to draw it, you know, you learn that you cannot in fact visualize it. So it's kind of what I wanted to do. Just wanted to be able to put down the ideas I had in my head. That's all. I don't plan to get paid for what I do. I think that's a little better. Maybe. Yeah, that's true. Having to do things while living you. There's a joy in it, yeah. I guess that's also a few. I follow a lot of artists and I have a few artist events, and yeah, I definitely see that. And I know from like not art experience, but you know, from my normal work, that it's definitely a lot less fun now that I have to work and like for it, for what I do. So that I don't think that sentence made sense. I know that putting something that I thought was fun to a more professional setting is really as fun as doing it in a normal, like on your own setting. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's also me, but definitely being in a corporate environment is not very fun. I know, like for freelance, a lot of freelance artists I know that's not as corporate, but you still have that, customer. You have to sort of, you know, things that you have to do things you might not necessarily want to do. And yeah, that can definitely suck the joy out of most things. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. But yeah, for now I'm pretty happy with having art as just like the fun side thing that's not really work related. It's different from my normal work. My normal job is like more scientific, more technical. Um, so this is pretty different, but that's what makes it fun because it's different. Nice break from using more technical side of my brain. Although I do find myself trying to think more logically when I draw. Like I think just Unga Boonga drawing whatever doesn't work. Do I like my job in general? Uh, there are parts I like. I moved around in my company a bit, so it's a bit better now than it used to be. But there's I still have, my complaints, and I think the corporate world is not a great fit for me. But I mean, honestly, who is it a great fit for? Uh, but I think my complaints are less with my job in particular, and more with it's like the norm, the expectations of a position like that. Like, so I don't think changing to a different company would really change many things. So I'm trying to be vague. um, but there are parts I like, but I don't know if I'd say I like my job as a whole. But there are parts I like, and I cling on to those parts to make it through the day. Sometimes I mean I have been thinking about switching jobs, but it's not like a very concrete thought. It's more of a sometimes I wish I could do something different. But honestly, I don't know what I do. I don't have the training for anything else. I went to school for this one thing, and it's a little hard to just up and change. So maybe I'm like gaslighting myself into liking my job because I don't have much option outside of it. It's quite normal. Everything always has some negative sides. Yeah, I definitely don't hate it. Um, I really like the people I work with. Um, I like most of the work I do, there's some tedious things every job has to do, and those things are not as fun. But for the most part, I enjoy the work I do. But there's some parts of the culture I'm not too fond of. But yeah, enjoy what I can. Parts I don't enjoy, I try to avoid as best I can. Nice people is very important. Yeah, definitely. Nice people is the reason why my current immediate team is a lot cozier to work with than the previous group of people I worked with. Previous group of people I worked with were a little stiffer. Oh. I'm great in avoiding. Yep. Hey, it's an important skill. Avoiding danger, It's a fight or flight, Flight is perfectly valid. I'm realizing now this is the shoulder. With whatever job you have, so it's easy to avoid things. Yeah, I'm pretty avoidant. I'm just thinking about things, but I'm pretty avoidant, which is something I wish I wasn't. I wish I was able to be more confrontational. I mean, sometimes I'm confrontational, but it's usually. I think confrontation's one of those things you do like consistently. Not in like I'm gonna fight people constantly sort of thing, but like, slight pushback here and there. Because if you like let it all out at once, which is what I do, just bad. Not bad. It's habit. Um, it can surprise people and doesn't work well. But I think if you like constantly push back instead of avoiding a problem, try to push back, try to resolve the problem instead, bit by bit. It'd be better. But lots of things are like ideals, but I never achieve. But I mean, my current team is pretty good at like being very direct, so I think that's helping me a little bit as well. Directly going to address the problem rather than pretending it doesn't exist. But in real life, I still avoid things. It's because I'm not getting paid to live life, SMH. You get paid to breathe air. Imagine though, you get paid for breathing. A dream. Honestly, I was talking to someone about like my dream job sort of thing because I've been thinking about changing jobs. Like, what would I do if I, didn't have like money limitations or, like anything like that binding me? What would I do? And I was like, I would just not work, man. But you know, there's no job like that. Like, there's no job that's like, just don't work easy. It's too bad. Should be more jobs that don't require working. Is it a job if you don't do work? I'm not used to this brush being kind of flat. Oh, you. As long as you're young, you can try out quite a lot of things. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in my, not, I mean, I don't know, not quite midlife crisis, but something pre-midlife crisis, where I've been starting to doubt the things I've studied. If I should have studied them, if I should have done something else. Because, you know, I did what I did just because it was, you know, relatively easier to do. And the job prospects were okay. I mean, it's not like amazing, but you know, at least I have a job, so I'll take that. What did I study? I mean, I won't get too specific just because even though just telling that piece of information won't give me away, I'm afraid it'll, in combination with things I might accidentally say, it'll give me away. But I studied something scientific related. It's directly related to what I'm working as well. So, yeah. Not a doctor. Uh, I tried to minimize my school time, but yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm keeping things a little bit vague. Lots of maths. I did a good deal of maths. I had a relative, a close relative that was a math professor, so I learned a lot of maths when I was young. I very much continued that. I mean, I don't mind maths. Actually, I think you hate it. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I think a lot of people dislike maths, so you're not the only one. But language guy, well, that's cool. I wish I knew more. Do you mean like foreign languages? Because that was my first thought. Or if you meant more like in like language arts classes. Both are cool. I drew this hand way too small. Oh, no worries, no worries. I was saying, when you say language, do you mean like language arts? So like, I mean, I don't know. I say English, but you know, if you are from someplace else, like if you have a class for studying like the literature, I guess. So like when you say language, do you mean like a literature sort of thing, or like foreign languages? Like I don't know what languages are there? Spanish, French, Arabic. Like I was just wondering when you say language guy, if you meant like language arts or like specifically foreign languages or what type of foreign language. I don't know why I said type of foreign language. Maybe linguistics as well. I'd put as language. I was just curious what you meant by language exactly. Because in my head, language means a lot of things. Foreign languages. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I wish I could learn languages faster. I'm so frustrated with my language learning. I mean, that's understandable, you know? Everyone learns things differently. I think languages are cool. Oh, you're from Germany. Nice. I mean, I got the impression already that you're not from the States because you said maths. Plural form. But yeah, I'm currently in the States. So, yeah. I don't know how Germany calls their classes, but when I was younger, we'd have this thing called they called it English class, but it was also called language arts, where we'd study literature and like how people write and things like that. So that's why I was a bit confused. I was like, language could refer to that. Oh no, don't apologize. I'm very happy that you're trying to speak in English. Yeah. English is perfectly fine. I can understand you perfectly. And don't worry about not understanding me. I say things weirdly a lot of times. Because like half my brain is on the drawing, half the brain is trying to talk. I don't know German at all. Apologies. I only know Guten Tag. Guten Morgen. That's about it. I probably also can't pronounce it properly. Oh, Gesundheit. There we go. That's my German knowledge. Digging it all up, man. Been to Germany before, but Germans mostly speak pretty good English, as far as I could tell. So didn't get to pick up any more German when I visited. It's a problem with going to places where people know English too well. Not need German at all. Yeah, possibly. I also suppose it might be quote unquote easier to pick up because it's a similar language family as English. It's Anglo-Saxon? That's a language family, right? I don't know my language families that well. Germanic? Did I come there for holiday? Yeah, when I was younger. Just to visit. Some people in my family really like Europe, so we ended up going there here and there. And one of the trips was to Germany. We didn't do much. We did like kind of like a tour of the EU sort of thing. So we were only in Berlin for a short amount of time. Did I like it? It was a really short trip, but from what we did there, I liked it. But yeah, I wasn't that young. I was kind of young, so it was kind of long ago, but I wasn't like kid young, so still have some memories of it. But honestly, it was just a really brief stay. so didn't have enough time to make a full impression, get a full impression of it, other than the fact that people could speak English well. Because like when we went to go eat, you know, um, we didn't have to do the good old point at menu, hope you get something edible thing. So 2 weeks in Florida. Oh, nice, nice. Sounds like it was full vacation then. I've only been to Florida a few times. When I say a few times, I mean once. And I think I've been there less than 2 weeks, so you've been to Florida more than me. Ooh. I'm not a beach sort of person, so oh, Christmas holiday. Yeah, that's a good time to go. Cause it's warmer there. I mean, I don't know how cold Germany is, but the place I am currently is cold in the winters. So yeah, I know a lot of people in my area. Like at my workplace, we travel, travel south all the times to Florida to escape the winter. Like to see California and New York? Maybe one day. I hope you get to go sometime. I know it's hard to travel these days, but maybe one day. It's similar weather as New York? Okay. Yeah, the place I am is maybe similar. So yeah, we have all the seasons, so I guess that's similar enough. Do I like winter? Yeah, I like winter. all of my I went to college in the northish part. Um and I decided to stay in the area kind of. Oh, thank you, Timmy. It's kind of flailing right now. But I'm glad you think it looks good. This is a nice photo. Model's looking good. Yeah, as I learned to draw, I've been learning that it's a lot harder to pose than, you know, photography is harder than it looks. So this is a nice photo. So it makes it easier to make a nice drawing off of it. But yeah. Anyways, I was saying I like winter, which is why I'm here. Where I am, because it has all the 4 seasons. But a lot of my friends moved to California because it has no seasons and it's warm. Hello, Hannah. Thank you. I thought very hard about the title. It's slightly philosophical, you know? Honestly, I'm losing my mind a little just thinking about what to draw these days, so. You go to a place without winter? Yeah. And then California is a good place to be. it it does get like chilly because it has like desert and all, but definitely not a proper winter. So it's pretty mild year round. Do I have Instagram? Oh no, I don't. Sorry, Hannah. Maybe one day I'll make our Instagram, but for now I'm just lazy. I'm also not. I like barely know how to use Instagram. I'm like much more used to Twitter, so I use what I'm comfortable with, which is just Twitter. for the Battle of Wars. High taxes? Oh, I mean, California is really expensive to live in, yeah. So yeah, they do have high taxes, but I think in general the states do have lower taxes than the EU though. So maybe if you were to come to California you wouldn't think it's that bad. But yeah, it's definitely high relative to other states. You don't like Twitter? I mean that's understandable, Hannah. There are definitely parts of Twitter I don't like, but I'm like more used to it. Like, cause I'm K-pop stan. I mean, I don't follow K-pop as much anymore, but you know, I started Twitter, so I, you know, used to blocking keywords, hashtags, things like that. And Instagram, I have no idea how to do any of that. And it also annoys me I can't. Well, maybe now I can, but in the past, you couldn't post from desktop Instagram. And I mean, I use my phone now more nowadays, but in the past, I'd pretty much be like 75% desktop, 25% phone. So it was pretty annoying. Yeah. But I mean, maybe a lot of these things Instagram can do. I just, you know, don't use it enough. So I'm just, yeah. 50% of income and taxes? I'm trying to think. I feel like. So I also live in a place that has higher taxes. So I think that is more than ours. So probably it's also more than California's. But I don't know the details of California taxes. Taxes here are a mess. It was like, you know, your state tax, the federal tax, sometimes even city. Then, yeah, I hate paying taxes. Includes medical insurance. Does California's? I know some states, the higher tax. That's why I say it's not necessarily a bad thing to pay higher taxes here in the states because some states do also have insurance included in taxes. So it'd be pretty similar. Yeah, in Germany, I know. But in the States, I know my friend lives in the state, but their taxes include medical insurance, medical fees. So higher tax paying here is not necessarily a bad thing. So here I use the word here too loosely. I apologize. Here in the States. Every state has their own taxes on top of the federal tax. And while some of those are really high, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because you can get extra benefits from them. In fact, I think... Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Higher taxes isn't always a bad thing. I wish it was easier to pay taxes though. I hate filling out the forms. Okay, this is my drawing. We're done. Just a ghost. Ugh. I didn't even draw her hair. Oh my god. I kind of got her expression, I think. Oh, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I've been too lazy to read your full name. Can I just call you Twix? Is it Twitch? Heis Jets Twix? Originally I was reading as he is, but with the knowledge now that you are from Germany, guessing it's Heis. But thank you for the follow. Spin Manuel. Manuel be okay? Yeah. The states have this weird idea that higher taxes equals socialist, which equals communist somehow, which equals bad. Not everyone thinks that, but you know, some people still have that thinking. It's a little absurd, but you know, people can be really slow in changing their thoughts, especially thoughts and opinions built over a long time. So yeah. But I don't know enough about politics to say too much. Just here to vibe. I know I didn't exactly match her hair, but I kind of actually like the hairstyle too. I think I got the proportions. Oh, thank you, thank you. It took a bit, but we got there eventually. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I have to zoom out a lot, so it probably barely shows up, especially since I'm using vertical mode, but you have to zoom out to fully see proportions. The hand's a little wonky now when I added the coat, but I can fix that. I can fix you. Getting better? Thank you, Hana. I knew all this studying with the Y pay off. Jack is fast as yeah. I mean, I think the figure is the hardest part. Honestly, it's always the hardest part. But once you get the base, it's a lot easier. For me at least. And also the dress is a very simple shape. The jacket's a little more complicated, but it's the same basic structure. Yeah, human bodies are the hardest. Jacket also seems complicated. I mean, I can tell you kind of mentally how I broke it down. But like it has labels, right? Like these like triangle things. Most jackets have, so I just drew triangles for the labels. And it has shoulders, it's pretty basic, and the arm is pretty basic. And the swoop, you know, there's the triangle for the top part. This kind of loop trapezoid thing. I don't know. I think I don't know, the shapes for the jacket feel easier to see to me than like the human body. But I also think we're usually more picky when looking at human bodies, so we notice more oddities if something is wrong. Why do I want to improve my art? I just want to be able to draw like things I visualize like more easily. Like sometimes I like read something or you know I play a game or anything like that, and you know I get an idea, you know, like as people do, and I want to create fan art of it or just something to express what I'm thinking, feeling, the moment. And of course, with my limited skills, I put pen to paper. I'm like, oh my god, this is not anything like what I was feeling and visualizing, and it kills the mood. Not that I have to like put things onto paper, but you know, sometimes you just want to capture it's like a way of capturing the moment, I guess. So, let's sketch a body in cubes first. I suck at drawing in cubes, honestly. I can show you. I have a progress clip of me earlier trying to do something in cubes. this one. Let me rotate the screen. Screen rotate. Okay, just watch me like start with cube. Okay, wait, skip this part. See, I'm like trying so hard to draw this with a cube. I just can't. I'm like brain farting. Like, what is this? Then finally, when I just give up and just like draw a person normally, like from the head, it's fine. But just somehow, like cubes, I'm like confused. You draw what you see in your head without being so. I want to draw. Yeah, that's basically it. I want to draw what I see in my head. But of course, like the more I try to learn how to draw, the more I realize it's like many people probably, I'm not as good at visualizing things as I thought I was. So it's definitely more like vibes. And so I want to somehow translate vibes to art. Yeah, you know that feeling? Yeah. It is what it is, but I do feel like I am getting better. It's getting easier to express ideas, and more often I don't feel as held back, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, as for cubes, I'm sure cubes work for some people, and I think cubes are like nice. I do use cubes as starting blocks here. When I like don't know how to fit things into a piece, like I guess kind of composition, trying to see where things will go. Because you know they're a nice simple shape, and you know they contain a good amount of information. They're 3D, so they have depth as well, things like that. So I sometimes do use cubes like at the start, but like for drawing figures, I think it doesn't work as well for me, at least. um because I, when looking at a human body, I don't see cubes. Each joint starts in a small cube. The form is a cube, like it's both two cubes. Yeah, no, I can understand that, but I think it's hard to go from cube to figure. Like, the cube can like, this is for me, by the way. Everyone is different. Uh, I think a lot of times at the start I got frustrated because I would follow a tutorial and it just wouldn't work for me. But so just a disclaimer: if this works for other people, then by all means use cubes. But I think for me, when I use cubes, like I can maybe like get the basic body started, but when I, you know, try to remove the cube and go into, you know, actual curves and lines, that's when things start breaking down. Like I'm unable to go from cube to actual human. I don't know why. I wish I knew why, because a lot of times I find like a cube easier to draw with, right? Because you know, just six faces, you know, clear lines. So I wish I could go straight from cube to figure, but for some reason I'm unable to. And also when drawing human bodies, I found that I can usually go faster when I actually start with the face and the head rather than like trying to do the whole body. I don't know why. Then you transform the cube to cylinders. But I mean, the human body isn't just cylinders either. Right? I think the most helpful shape that's worked for me is triangles. Or like triangles with curved sides. Yeah. Yeah, definitely everyone's different. Yeah, I think triangles works better for me. Super stays a cube. I mean, okay, let's take the head for example. The head is like probably one of the most important parts. Right. The head is, a lot of people draw as like a sphere plus a triangle for the jaw, or like a pyramid for the jaw, if you want to be 3D. But like personally, when I do that, I get these like weird shapes. I don't know if I can find my practices. It's been a while, so I don't know if I still have those. I don't know if I have them. Shit, these are too new. But I just didn't like how the faces I drew looked if I started with a circle and then a jaw underneath. It was much easier for me to, start with the eye line and the nose line, and then draw the rest of the face around it. Like, does this show? Like, this is normally how I start my faces. I used to do the circle triangle thing, but it never looked right. Like, I draw a lot faster if I start just with the cross. Because something about the sphere triangle thing just limits my brain somehow. I can't do it. I wish I could, but I just cannot. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this. Name clean person. This person took a shower for my sketch version. Yeah, that's quite possible, Hannah. I would believe that. Yeah, it's been a like common frustration point for me. Like so many things I watch, they start from like cubes or spheres, like basic shapes, and I'm like, I know this is why I'm like, I shouldn't say should. That shows my how much I'm bothered by it, but I know that a lot of people do it like that, and so a lot of guides like start with that, and like I've tried it so many times, but I just can't. Um, but yeah, maybe it is because I study from, I draw a lot from reference, so I just prefer it that way. We will progress much further than a beginner tutorial. You're too kind, thank you. I don't know about that. Wait, let me rotate back to protocol. I might realize I'm really new, but I still consider myself a beginner. But yeah, maybe I'm selling myself short. Doing art seriously? Well, depends how you define seriously. I drew like once a month since like 2 years ago, like about when the pandemic started. But I started like actually like studying about starting in March, so what, that's 3 months ago. I tried to work with like, yeah, I've done it a few times. I mostly did it for hands, I think. I did a few poses. Um, but I don't like I don't like the timed aspect. Even if I increase the time a lot, it stresses me out. It does help though. I do think it helped. But I don't know, the stress makes it hard for me to like go back to it. Do I think I've come pretty far? Yeah, I mean I do think like the 2 years or so I spent like just dabbling in it has helped. Like it's not like I started from zero, so I wouldn't say it's only been 2 months, but I still definitely feel like I'm very beginner because I haven't like properly learn things. Oh, drawing a flowing line. So sometimes I do that when I'm like really stuck. Oh, I thought you meant the website. I was like, yeah, I've used the website. But you know, I don't often do that. Draw a flowing line as a base. Let me open the website. Ding dong. Line of action. So I'll adjust that real quick, Twix. Let me just open my line of action page. Yeah, no. I think it helps loosen the stiffness. Maybe I should check that out then. I'll make a note, Hana. Stiffness is definitely something that bothers me a lot. So I will check that out. I think I've gotten a little better with it, but yeah, definitely something I want to work on. But anyways, that's what tweaks your question. If you want to start digital or traditional, I think it's personal preference. I I think each has things like parts that are easier and parts that are harder. Maybe search for tips to make your art more fluid and less stiff. Yeah. Maybe. Currently I've been dealing with that with just by trying to choose interesting poses. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Twigs, as for digital versus traditional, I like digital because it's like less messy. I also have like charcoals and you know like traditional things. But I find I don't often use them because it takes a lot of effort, you know, to like take them out, like clean my area because there's gonna be charcoal dust everywhere and I don't want it all over my phone and stuff. So it's a lot of steps to like get ready to like do traditional art. But like digital art, you know, I just turn on the iPad. It's a lot easier. So I like that aspect of it. But I do think traditional art is nice. You know, if you draw outside a lot, because the screen is hard to see outside, it's nice if you know you want to take a break from like screens, which you know I definitely am on the screen too much. So you know that's why I bought traditional sketchbook. Um, but you know I don't think one is like intrinsically better than the other. Some people might say like digital has more like, capabilities, but I think that's not quite true. Like you can add like have different paints for traditional art, and you know mediums can be different, your canvas can be different. So I don't think one is like necessarily better than the other. um Digital I think is kind of expensive to start with, but you can buy cheaper tablets. They take a little getting used to, but yeah. But I mean, yeah, maybe in the long run digital might be cheaper because you don't have to buy as many materials. But yeah, it's really hard to say. I don't. You can start from either, honestly, just whichever you feel more comfortable with. Oh yeah, I can link the line of action website real quick. I think you mean this one. Oh yeah, oil is expensive. That's the line of action website. I'm assuming that's the one you mean. That's the one I was using for practices, but I didn't see something immediately for like how to identify the line of action. But let me see. And maybe I'll look more closely later, and then maybe I'll have a stream that will not be study related for once. Or maybe it'll be studying lines of action, but you know, I'll have something specific at least. But painting in oil, you know, I think, yeah, I do kind of miss the like tactile aspect of traditional art sometimes. So I think I've only done a little bit of oil painting, and I think oil painting is kind of hard to reproduce in digital. There are like brushes that kind of simulate it, but the texture is a little like different. The line of action. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna like Google around as well, because I am intrigued. Uh, but yeah, I watched so many random videos on YouTube about art. Like I don't know if all of them are like necessarily good, but it's entertaining, I guess. I tell myself I'll pick up something useful. Yeah. Oh, I do know several people, yeah, to use their phones. I feel like it's so hard though. I'm impressed. Always impressed by people who can use their phones to draw. And sketching? Sketching is definitely something you can do both digitally and traditionally. I sketched both digitally and traditionally. But no painting, I guess you mean like... So I'm always very confused about the terms. Phone is quite small. Yeah, that's why I'm impressed by people who can draw with phones. But I've seen people do it. So I believe it. I'm about to send a Samsung link. I'm just kidding. But honestly, like you can draw anywhere on anything, really. I don't think you should be limited by materials if you're traditional, or device if you're digital. Like sure, some can give you more layers, better speed, things like that, but in the end, it's a minor thing. Yeah, yeah, definitely, Hannah. That's kind of what I was going for. You said it better. Like in the office, when I'm at work, I practice with like a small like post-it note sketchpad thing, because that's all I have. But it definitely still helps. Yeah, that's understandable. I think a lot of people actually draw with phone. A lot more people than I expected. Because like fancy drawing tablets are expensive. iPad's expensive. I only bought my iPod after, I got my first like actual paying job sort of thing. Even then it was like saved up for it sort of thing. Hana, send those Samsung links. I don't have them saved, fortunately. Yeah, I messed up the face by cleaning up the sketch. Yeah, definitely agree. That's a big reason I like delayed a lot of things. Like I told myself, oh, I just need a better device. That's not true at all. No, it's because you always send those links. I've become used to them. I did not have a Samsung. Take that. Filthy pixel user. I feel like you do. Or at least they redirect me. Like every time you share images. Kind of change her expression. Oops. Yeah, that's what I meant, huh? I didn't mean you were like advertising Samsung directly. I meant just like a lot of the links you send redirect to the like Samsung things. I just think it's funny because a lot of times when people share images, it's like either Discord or Imgur. So I just thought, so I definitely remember the different link style. One picture font? Oh, sorry, did I misunderstand what you were saying, Twix? Dude, this person's hair is so shiny. My hair is not this shiny unless it's like oily. What the heck? Oh, okay. Galaxy Note Pen. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people who draw with their phones recommend getting like a stylus, so I guess if your phone comes with a stylus, that's even better. I feel like I kind of got it. It kind of works, maybe. It was known for a good pen. I've never owned a note, but I'll take your word on it. Both of your words. Yeah, yeah. I honestly think most things are probably workable. I had a really small, like, cheap Wacom. I doodled with it here and there. And it worked, it did the job, so it's also great for playing Osu. If you're a rhythm gamer. Dude, I've seen someone drawing with their finger before on their phone, and I have no idea how they did it. I'm like too fat fingered. I just completely whiff. I don't know how people do it. But I mean, even drawing with a stylus on a phone is beyond me, so that's impressive as well. I'm just here with my giant phone, aka tablet. Me too. Nice, nice. I feel like I'm like doing something kind of blasphemous for line art. I'm just erasing my sketch. Uh, is use a small screen in your set. Guess I could see that. It's so much. I feel like I rely a lot on the size. I mean, I have a smaller iPad because it was cheaper. Well, but even then, I feel like I need all the screen, so it's hard for me to imagine using a phone, honestly. Mostly different software. Oh yeah, that's another thing. A lot of the like videos I watch use either Adobe Illustrator, I think, or what's the other one? Clip Studio? I forgot what it's called. But yeah, like there are not many, like even just for Procreate, there aren't many people that I see that use it. Like in the like guides, tutorials that I watch. So a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, do this," and I'm like, I have no idea how to do that. My thing does not have that button. So I think in that sense, sometimes learning traditional is a little easier because everyone's on the same page. So, oh yeah, I guess adjustment is hard. I don't know, Twix, if you're asking me or Hana, but I'm using an iPad, so with screen. But in the past, I did have a Wacom without screen. Like, not a fancy Wacom, one of the cheaper ones. So, I've used both. I think the without screen gets a little getting used to, but it's not that hard. Hey. But yeah, I guess this Twix did say tablet. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I just zoned out. But yes, I'm currently using an iPad with screen, yes. Yeah, I kind of glazed over the tablet part and I was like, it could be asking either of us. Um, yeah. I don't think there's a big difference between the two if you're trying to figure out which one you should get or shouldn't get. Um, I'm sure like if you're like a professional, there's probably an actual difference. Maybe with like accuracy and stuff like that. But as a non-professional, I'm just like flailing around. I feel like it's pretty similar between like it's not a big deal with having something without a screen. Oh, okay. Have a good walk. I'm probably gonna end once I fill on this jacket. Don't just get an iPad out of nowhere. I would recommend trying it out if you have an Apple store near you, because I have heard. Thank you, Hada. I have heard the newer like Android tablets. I don't know all the brands. Are getting better. So I would try them out if you can. I know there are not many stores that have them in stock and stuff, but I do recommend trying them out. Because the reason I saved up for a iPad was because at the time the Apple Pencil was vastly superior to all the other styluses. And I could feel that difference. So not that much cheaper. Okay, I mean it's up to you. I still think it's worth like trying out to see if you like the other styluses more. I will say I do like the Apple Pencil a lot. It is more expensive. Yeah, but the thing is that including the peripherals as well? I'm mostly talking about the pencil. Cause like some like tablets include the pen in the price, so that makes a difference. Yeah, that's what everyone says, but you know, not everyone is like everyone isn't necessarily actually everyone. Maybe it's just a vocal minority. It's different. It's different from traditional though, so it's definitely something to consider. Because in case you're still like debating if you want to do traditional. Android tabs as well. Okay. I feel like some of them came with pens, but it's possible that they started mimicking Apple because a lot of times that's what happens. It's a Apple copy fest. Yeah, that's why I also bought an iPad. I told myself I could use it for other things, which I did at first, but eventually I'm only using it for art. But I still think that's worth. Because I am enjoying. I'm enjoying drawing. It's a nice device though. Do I still use a PC? Yeah. Play games on my PC. iPad is for productivity. Kind of. Just for games? I mean pretty much everything other than drawing. I only use my iPad for drawing. And it's my, I guess, device for when I'm traveling as well. Because I don't have a laptop anymore. My laptop died. Gaming notebook? Okay, yeah. Then I get my PC basically has the same rule as your notebook. You know, and also all the other things that people do online. Yeah. Chatting, calling friends. Yeah. I pretty much only use my iPad for drawing. I use a tab about 80% of the time. Yeah, that's probably a good investment. I used to have a laptop when I was in school because it's convenient. But yeah, now that you know I'm at home most of the time, I definitely become a primarily PC and mobile only user. Mobile including my tablet. But yeah. But I think I use my PC a lot more than my tablet. I mean, because even now when I'm streaming using my PC. So I'm beaming from my tablet to my PC, but and I'm using my PC still as well. Yeah, I use my PC for most everything. But I do like the bigger screen. So yeah. Like lying on the couch, yeah. I'm starting to understand that sentiment these days. So there are definitely some days when I lazily do things. I'm lying in bed or something. I don't know. I think I value the larger screen over like the comfort and convenience of portability. So yeah. But I'm also a heavy PC user. I use it for a lot of things, do a lot of things, multitask, all that stuff. So all that stuff is harder to do on mobile devices. I also hate the mobile websites. A lot of sites. I also hate how a lot of things I have to do on apps. Things like that. Making fast progress? Oh, thank you. I mean, after the line and sketch, everything else is like pretty mindless. So definitely a lot easier. But I did have studied a lot on like clothes wrinkles and stuff like that. So I've gotten the hang of it. Like, look at how nice this dress looks. But yeah, I'm probably gonna call it here because I'm feeling a little tired. But maybe I'll finish this later. Actually shade the face and all. This clothes all done. Maybe I'll draw the background. The background is currently really rough. I don't know if I want to draw it, but we'll see. Maybe I will. I'm not a background person. I prefer drawing people. But anyways, thank you for dropping by and chatting. And I hope you get the iPad if that's within your budget and something you want to do, and you have fun picking up digital art. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty different from my day-to-day job, so it's nice. And yeah, I don't know. I like drawing, even though sometimes I feel frustrated. Like I'm just like doing whatever. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's pretty relaxing, even though I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. Oh, thank you. You're too kind. I don't know if this is a nice stream. My streams I feel like are kind of here and there, kind of chaotic, but yeah. Thank you so much for dropping by, and yeah, I'll have a good day. I hope you have a good time as well, and see you whenever you are able to drop by. No pressure. I know this is kind of a bad time for the European time zone, both you and a few other people, but if I do see you, I'll be happy to see you. If not, no pressure. Whenever you do drop by, it'll be a good time. See you whenever. It's 5:30 a.m. Oh my god, it's so late. But I won't judge your sleeping. I have pretty bad sleeping habits as well. But goodbye.